Yes, good good morning, everyone. A quick one. This morning, I just finished watching a video now. That was actually played by Tony Adon, aka Kabaka. Responding to some issues that he raised. And I am not one of the person who actually respond to people's issues. But two things I want to say there. First, he's saying he's speaking for the Edos. I'm not too sure he's speaking for us as the Edos. We Edos, we actually not in support of some of the things that he's saying. We Edos, we believe in the government of Obaseki because he has actually done well, and we are very sure that he's going to continue to do something that will change the narratives, of the Benins and the Edos in general. Also, I want to plead with everyone, we should not bring our father, like he called him the first son of Benin. Yes, because he's one of the richest men we have today in Benin Kingdom, Captain Osa Okumbo, into this whole mess. We should try as much as possible not to drag Captain Osa into whatsoever politics that they are playing. Captain Osa is the father for all, and wherever the plan they have, to drag him into this whole thing will not work. Number two is talking about the government sharing money that the government would have given them, giving the party faithfuls the money to renovate schools and to repair roads and all that and that. How many of these party faithfuls are actually contractors? How many of them actually know how these roads are supposed to be built? Many of them actually knows how these roads are supposed to be fixed. You see, when some of us are saying that the reason why these guys were engaged Obaseki is just all because of the money, many people begin to say Obaseki is lying or Obaseki supporters don't really know what they are saying. Every time these people speak, all the end of speaking is just one very particular thing that the guy had refused to carry them along in the old way that governance was actually be run in Edo State. Hearing him saying, why did he not allow the party faithfuls to get what is it called, money in order for them to do the project of the schools, to do the project of roads and all that and that. And if he had done that, that's what he said. If he had done that, does he think he will be experiencing what he's experiencing today? That was the question he asked. This is right now on NAIJA Watch. So it means every problem that Obaseki is facing today is not because Obaseki is not working. It is all just because he is not actually sharing the commonwealth of the people to this same group of people. That is the reason why I want to encourage everyone in the diaspora to begin to speak to our people back home, to tell them about what is on ground, to make it because most of them don't watch these videos. They don't have money to buy data to be online to watch some of these videos we are watching on YouTube. So it is we that are here that we can be able to tell them the plan of these people. Their plan is to rig the election and bring in one that we continually to give all that we have to them for their personal interest and embezzlement. I'm going to talk on this thing later in the day today, but I just want to I just saw it and I felt in my spirit that I need to come out and try to address it a little bit so that the world will know why this group of people are actually engaged Obaseki. Obaseki is a movement. Obaseki is a goal. Obaseki is a project. It's a thing that we all must join hands together to make sure that we make it to become a reality. Because if Obaseki wins, Edo State will not remain the same. I'm telling you, if you see the way all these, retired admirals are nagging on social media, if you see all these political looters, the way they are nagging on social media, and if you see all these retired CDAs and retired traffickers, if you see the way they are nagging on social media, that will tell you that Obaseki has actually hit them so hard, and we must support it to make sure it brings them to their knees. It completely eradicate them from the system of governance in Edo State. That is my plea to every one of us. Tomorrow morning, today, I'm going to talk about some basic points that we are going to use in order for us to be able to bring a proper campaign to the grassroots to tell our people how things is needed to be done in order to assure over Obaseki victory. Because what they have in mind is to rig the election. That's their plan. Their plan is to rig the election. That is what they are so much confident about. But if you and I can actually put our heads together and join this man, Obaseki, to make sure that whatsoever plan that they have will never succeed, I can promise you at the end of the day, if Obaseki is being re-elected, many things will change in Edo State for the best. For the best. Because when I hear him ranting today, I hear him insulting. This is the first time you insult a governor, he does not even talk. Because he actually believes in the freedom of speech and expression. He actually believes in democracy. This same guy who is talking now, if you talk to him like that, he will never take it from you. He will send his boys to pick you up. But this is the guy who is ranting, insulting the governor at will. But the governor has never for one day reacted, in a negative way against him. That is the kind of man that we need to rule the state. There are many things that the governor is doing that they don't. Anytime you see them online, none of them ever talk of the governor negativity, that what is not doing right. No, except what they say is everything they talk about the governor is what actually concerns them only. All they talk about is just what concerns them, what is in their belly, nothing more, nothing they talk about. And that actually gets me sick to my stomach. Gets me sick to my stomach. It's already after 1 now. I am still online. It gets me sick to my stomach. Okay, I just finished, doing what I was doing. I said, okay, let me just go to Facebook. To go to YouTube and see what is happening. Then I just saw this video. I said, okay, let me just take my time to watch it. Because my plan was to come online tomorrow, and really talk about, our plans and how our governor will win. But when I saw this now, I couldn't bear it tomorrow morning. I had to just come up to voice out some of the things, which by tomorrow I'm going to, deal with them more and more for us to now understand what is at stake for us as the people of Edo State, what is at stake for us as a state. Because this fight is a fight against the good and the bad, against the righteous and the evil ones. That is just it. We must know what we are facing. This man is sacrificing his life in order to put Edo State in the right map. And we all must do everything humanly possible to defend him. They are plotting a lot. You hear him speak now, you will know there's a lot he was saying now. A lot he was saying. But we, the Edos in diaspora, we must join hands together to make sure we defend the state, we defend the governor, and we defend our mandate, and we defend our project, which is the Obaseki project. That's all we need. That's all we need. And the guy is doing a lot to change the narratives of things in Edo State. A lot. A lot. I'm not a politician. But he's doing a lot to change the narrative of things in the state. And we all must, as a matter of fact, must support him. Now, I want you to just take a walk around, where I am right now. This is how, a normal, country needs to look like. This is night. It's 1 a.m. This is where a normal country needs to look like. So I want to encourage every one of us, let us, as a matter of fact, join hands to defend this man. He's not speaking, he's not talking because he's so much refined. He's a refined gentleman. That is why they're actually taking taking advantage of his quietness, to actually bully him. But we can actually change those narratives, by just doing what we feel we can do to help him salvage the state for us. This is a fight that we all must fight to finish. It's a fight that we all must defend to the end. It's a fight that every one of us must stand, and say, yes, this fight must be a fight that we're going to fight until infinity. We're not going to give up. We're not going to allow anyone to get us intimidated or whatever. But we're going to do a thing that at the end of the day, we will have the cause to say, yes, we have actually made a name. We have made an impact. We have built a legacy for our children for tomorrow. It pains my heart. My heart bleeds when I see people fighting against good things. My heart bleeds when I see people, I think, no matter who you are in the society, to have understood how things can be done, are the people that is actually engaged the progress and the development of a state. It beats my wildest imaginations to see youths like you and I lining up against the enemy of the state because of personal greed and personal interest. It is outrageous. It is preposterous. But I believe with our collective, mind and resoluteness, we can be able to defeat any form of wickedness against our collective destiny. That is the mandate that Obaseki is putting up. And that is the mandate that those of us that are in the diasporas, Edo diaspora in Europe, that is what we need to stand for. That is what we need to defend. That is the fight that we need to fight so that we can bring sanity back to governance. We can bring sanity back to our state. We can bring sanity back to our streets. We cannot give room for people like Tony Kabaka and his co to begin to decide how a state that is as intelligent, how a state that is as educated people as Edo State. Because it is demeaning to us that this is the kind of people who now represent us on a daily basis on the social media space, who now discuss or who now talk about politics in our state, who now become the mouthpiece of the youth. It is demeaning. It is tarnishing to our images as a people. We are smart, we are learned, we are articulate. So, but what we see around us makes people to feel as if the people that we have in the state are actually people that now look as if we are nobody. That everybody that is around us are just this illiterate, herbalistic, kind of people. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. That is why we that are in the diaspora, we must join our voice together. We must speak in one voice. It is time we begin to play part of what happened in our state. This is what is happening in the developed world. You see, in America today, Americans outside America, they have a stake. In Sweden here, anytime there's an election, the Swedish who are outside this state, they have a stake in the election. They have a stake. Their voices have been heard. Because we in the diaspora, actually, we are the one that's actually making the state functioning. Every remittance we take home every year is about 50 billion naira to Nigeria. Out of that 50 billion naira, I'm very certain, according to statistics, 35% of that 50 billion comes from Edo State alone. Because we have the largest number of people. We have large number of people abroad. So we actually have a stake. We must begin to speak to these people that no, enough is enough. It is time we decide to put our destinies in our hands. It is time we decide to tell them, no, we must make Edo State workable. We are not going to give room for aberrus anymore. We're not going to give rooms for nonchalancy and a nobody to begin to decide the fate of professors and doctors, educated elites. Those of us that have traveled out, we have learned something because, the Obama says that traveling is also part of education. We have been exposed to another part of the world. We now understand how a normal society needs to run. We having know that Ghana give us, an advantage over those who have not left the shores of Nigeria. I told somebody yesterday, I said, listen, this guy who is always ranting on social media, his wife and children, they're in Canada. They are in Canada. He knew the importance of a developed world. That's why he picked them away from the country. But he's allowing us to live and suffer in Africa, whereas his family are somewhere enjoying the comfort of a well-organized society, being built by people. The people's effort. That is what the family is enjoying wherever they are. But he's trying to make us to live under the influence of underdevelopment and our system of government. So that actually pains most of us. It pains me to my bone. Sometimes it makes me want to cry when I hear people speaking like this. If he thinks that Edo was okay, the way they are planning it, why does he have to fly the entire family overseas, even to go and seek asylum in Canada and become a citizen of that country? You are in politics. You are in government. It means for any one of them to take their children away, they actually knew that what they are doing to the state is not okay. A man is coming to put things right, and people are here trying to destroy, to diminish the man. We should not allow it to happen. There are those in diaspora who will say no. There are those in Canada who will say no. There are those in America who will say no. All over the world, wherever we are, we must speak in one voice. We must speak in unity. We must defend the mandate that we have given to this man. We have made him to become a name that we must, as a matter of fact, defend. We can't keep quiet. We can't keep silent. And we can't allow people to cajole us, to intimidate us into submission. That is their plan. We can't allow that to happen in a time like this. We must be able to say, no, it is time for us to defend those who is defending us. Obaseki has been the man that made us to believe that the government can actually work. Obaseki has been the man that made some of us to believe in the project called Edo. Many of us gave up in Europe, but today Obaseki has made us now to make the entire people that are left Africa, that are left Edo State for quite some time, to see a need, to want to reconnect back to their roots, because he has put them in legacy that we saw it is workable, that it could be of a great profit in the near future if we support him to execute this mandate. Let me tell something before I go. This mandate of Obaseki is a mandate for the masses, and it is engaged the very few who have held sway to the government in power. And these same very few, they are so powerful because of the money that they have stolen all this while, because of the wealth that they have acquired. And by that reason of that, they will use everything in their midst and power to make sure that the masses are not being set free from economic slavery, that we are not being set free from infrastructural slavery. They want to make us to perpetually remain under their watch. Why they give us peanuts and we run after them, like a monkey running after a man with banana, or like the fowl running after a man with corns. That is what they want. Do you know one thing? There's a parable somebody told me. Said, if you take away the feathers of a fowl, if you take away the feathers of a fowl from the body of a fowl, and somebody told me, said when you are taking the feather away, the fowl will be crying, weeping, because blood will be gushing out. Said after you have already defeathered the fowl, hear this now, they start throwing corns on the floor for the fowl. And the fowl will start, the same fowl that saw you defeathering it will come back to you and start eating up the corn. And start eating up the corn. It will come back to you after all that you have done to the fowl. That is what these people are trying to do to us. But we must be wiser than that now. We must understand in a time like this, people like that are not supposed to be taken seriously. I'm going to dwell on this later in the day. I'm going to actually dwell on this in a way like never before. I've never actually taken Tony as a topic because I felt it's inconsequential. But with the way it's actually coming up, then we need to start speaking to most of our youth. Because this whole thing we need to actually come up and make an impact. We need to actually come up and make a statement that we cannot continue to live under the siege and the bondage of this educated, I don't want to say, education is not all about going to school. Even knowledge alone is education. Some of these people, they don't even have any of this at all in their dictionary. It's a pity that I see a man like Pastor Sage Zeyamu align himself with this nonchalance. So that makes me to sometimes want to question his credibility as a pastor that he is. There are people you should not even associate with. There are people today I will not, no matter what the position is going to what, there are people I will not associate with. Good name is better than riches. Where I live here, you can come in here anytime, any day, get to the street of Stockholm, ask any Nigerian about Pastor Steve. They're going to tell you about me. I've been here quite some time. I'm not wealthy, but I respect my name. I protect my name. It's one name that I value so much. I can do anything just to keep my name intact. I can behave, I can run, I can behave like a fool just to keep my name intact. Yeah, I can do that. Just to keep my name intact, I can do anything. Anything. And that is what we must do as a people. We must join our hands together to support Obateki. He must win this election. He must come back and build the Edo that we'll be proud of in the future. Because there is nothing more that we can do rather than to say Edo must move forward. Nothing more we can do than to say Edo must move forward. Nothing more we can do than to say Edo must move forward. That is my cry. 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 Please, brothers and sisters, let's support this man. He means well for the state. The country where I live in here, I'm a little bit involved in the government of this country. Like I say in most of my videos, I knew everything Obaseki is doing to this, what is actually happening here in Sweden. If he can build this for Africa, Edo State, even no matter what, even in this COVID-19, every state locked down. Sweden they didn't lock down. Every state economy is shaking. Sweden's economy is not shaking. I'm telling you this. Every other economy in Europe is shaking, but their economy isn't shaking. Isn't shaking. It's still working. Because they have a plan, and these are the things that this young man is doing for us as a people, as a state. And people like all these guys will not want to hear of it because it does not favor them. Kabaka is trying to take the riches away from the hands of the few and share it among the entire masses. That is his plan. And that is why we, as a people, must support him. We must defend him. We must protect him. So that at the end of it all, we all shall rejoice because of what he would have done. I see you tomorrow, later in the day, as I dwell mostly on this topic and other essential topics about the coming election. Meet me around 5 o'clock European time tomorrow as we deliberate more on issues that is on, this 2020 Edo gubernatorial election, and also every other election, every other information that we need to get. Obaseki is a go. 4+4, almost bar. Every Edo must support this movement, must support this dream, must support this project. Until I see you again, 5 o'clock later in the day. You have a nice time. God bless you. Sign out.